Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so today I'm going to cut 6 Mexican agate nodules, 2 of which are Coyamito, which I believe are, yeah, this one, not much showing, although that looks like it might have a Saginite spray in it. And this one. Neither one of these really has a window, so I don't really know what's going to be in them, but alright, so this is the unknown batch. I don't know where these specifically came from. This first guy here though looks promising. I see a little bit of banding poking through in spots on the edge. So I'm going to find a good line. It doesn't cut into any of these windows, or at least minimize that. Cut that in half. This one, unfortunately, the vendor right in front of me hit it with a hammer to show me it had banded agate in it. Oh, I swear I almost cried. I was like, no, I already know what's in it. I can see right here and right here. So anyways, it's got this full banded face here. He broke part of it off, unfortunately. It kind of limits how I can cut this one. So I'm probably going to try to cut it diagonal right on the back side of that window to the back side of that window. At least that's the plan. We'll see how that goes. Alright, this next one is definitely showing signs of agate. Dark colored banded agate on the outside. Right here. Do you see a fracture in it? And then right here. It's weathered, but it's there. So it's a big face here. And a little face back here. So I'll probably cut it over here parallel to this face to get the biggest cut out of it. Okay. Let's see, did I look at this one already? Yeah. I think I've looked at all of them, except for this one here. This is really the only window, and I can see what looks like some dark chalcedony. So I'm hoping it's got banded agate in it, at least in this big part of the nodule. This part right here, unfortunately you can tell where it's broken off. It's got a lot of host rock in it. But I'm hoping that's just in that bottom portion, and then this is solid. Again, I'm not real familiar with the Mexican banded agate, so it's harder for me to read the outside of these, but that might, right here, this ridge might be the bottom of that agate. And this might be the stuff that's like host mixed with a little bit of agate. So I'm going to try to put the majority of the cut in this piece here underneath of that window. Alright, let me get these on the saw, get them cut, and we'll see if we have any winners. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, back from the saw. Let's see how we ended up with. So, cut next to that little spot that was showing, hoping for the best. Unfortunately, that was really all there was. It was right at the top. The rest of this stuff is really pitted, and it's not really holding up, so I wouldn't take much of a polish. Part of it would, but a lot of it would just be pits. So probably won't do much with this one. It did have a pretty spot though. If that whole stone was full of that, that would have been awesome. All right, well, you win some, you lose some. Okay. Next up. All right, so this is the one that had the big old face right here. So I just cut right behind that face, hoping that it had a great banded pattern. Let's see what it ended up with. Well, looks like at one point in time it probably did have a great pattern. This is from the saw, but this and this and these, unfortunately, are fractures. Lots of them. Some of them are healed, some of them aren't. Yeah, that probably was a really pretty stone at one point. Look at that color in the center. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still looked cool polish. But fractures, oh well, what are you gonna do? All right, next up. All right, here's one of the Koimitos. Let's see how they came out. All right, so this one, the one that I said I thought might have some Sagenite spray, so let's see what it had. All right, it did have some of that Sagenite pushing in from the outside. It's got some pretty banded agate on the inside, no fractures. The very center looks like, I'm gonna guess that that's calcite crystal. Well, they polish up too, might undercut a little. Could also dissolve that out with a little muriatic acid. Problem is I don't know what it'll do to this section here. So if I do polish this, I'll probably leave the calcite alone. Okay, now that it's starting to dry off a little bit, I can see a fracture right here. All right, not bad though. Definitely would look pretty polished, and once it is polished, you might be able to see some of this stuff kind of coming up around the inside. All right, very cool. All right, next up is the second Koimito. Let's see how this one turned out. Ooh, look at the color in that one. All right, couple things right off the bat. And it's got some gorgeous color and banding. It's got a geode pocket in the center that's filled with a calcite crystal. There's also a fracture right through the middle. It's not too bad. There's another little fracture down here. But I'm guessing this would still look really nice polished. I could also dissolve that calcite crystal out, but I think the way it's gonna shine, that might look really cool if I left it in. All right, well, I definitely polish that one up. Pretty. All right, two left. What do we got here? All right, so had an issue with this one. I don't know what happened, but kind of tweaked the cut a little. So I tried cutting on the just on the other side of a little window somewhere. I think this guy. Let's see what it turned out to be. All right, it is a geode. It's got a couple fractures, some gold bands, nice pocket. I need some iron out or something in there to clean that out, but it's a nice druzy pocket. Definitely worth polishing. I'll have to dome it a little to get rid of that weird cut. This side's a little nicer. All right. I'll clean that one up and get it polished though at some point. All right, last up. All right, so this one had a really cool banding showing. Weathered face. This is where the bender chipped it with a hammer. So I opted to cut it behind that chipped window all the way back here to the other side of that natural window, hoping to get a full pattern. Let's see if I got it. Wow, all right. Very nice. I don't see any fractures in the main part of the stone. There's a little fracture right here, maybe a little one up here. This got a little thin where some of that pattern might get lost if I were to polish this other than a flat polish. Oh, maybe I'll hold out on this one until I get something set up so I can flat polish this. That's beautiful. Great color. Love all the orbs or snowflakes or platelets, whatever you want to call them, floating around in there. I mean, that's definitely a gorgeous galaxy looking stone. Very nice. Let's look at the thicker cut side. All right, there's a fracture, but it looks pretty healed. It's probably in this side too, but not as noticeable. And you can see that little fracture back here. But yeah, I mean, that's just perfect. All right, well, I'm definitely going to polish that side. Oh, that gets pretty thin too. But most of the pattern is back in here. I don't know, maybe I'll wait until I can flat polish both of these. That's probably what I should do. But yeah, that'll definitely get polished at some point. All right, well, that is the last stone in this set of Mexican nodules. I think a few of these came out really nice. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you liked the video, click the like. If you didn't like it, click the dislike. Drop me a comment, let me know why. Either way. If you like videos like this and you want to see more of them, please consider hitting the subscribe if you haven't already. All right, thanks everybody. We'll catch you on the next video. Bye.